Before I went with my grandfather in August this year to enjoy Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, I happened to be reading page number 126 of Friedrich Nietzsche's Beyond Good and Evil. More specifically, it was section 207 of chapter 6, We Scholars, where Nietzsche describes the objective man back in 19th century that has remarkable resemblance with how Nolan has conveyed 20th century's infamous man of science, physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer. In this video, I hope to show you Oppenheimer through Nietzsche's eyes by placing the film's character study with Nietzsche's own words.
The objective man, who no longer curses and scolds like the pessimist, the ideal man of learning, in whom the scientific instinct blossoms forth fully after 1,000 complete and partial failures, is, assuredly, one of the most costly instruments that exist, but his place is in the hand of one who is more powerful. He is only an instrument. We may say he is a mirror. He has no purpose in himself. The objective man is, in truth, a mirror, accustomed to prostration before everything that wants to be known, with such desires only as knowing or reflecting imply. He waits until something comes, and then expands himself sensitively, so that even the light footsteps and gliding past of spiritual beings may not be lost on his surface and film. Whatever personality he still possesses seems to him accidental, arbitrary, or still oftener disturbing, so much as he come to regard himself as the passage and reflection of outside forms and events. He calls up the recollection of himself with an effort, and not infrequently wrongly. He readily confounds himself with other persons. He makes mistakes with regard to his own needs, and here only is he unrefined and negligent. Perhaps he is troubled about the health, or the pettiness and confined atmosphere of wife and friend, or the lack of companions and society. Indeed, he sets himself to reflect on his suffering, but in vain. His thoughts already rove away to the more general case, and tomorrow he knows as little as he knew yesterday how to help himself. He does not now take himself seriously and devote time to himself. He is serene, not from lack of trouble, but from lack of capacity for grasping and dealing with his trouble. The habitual complacence with respect to all objects and experiences, the radiant and impartial hospitality with which he receives everything that comes his way, his habit of inconsiderate good nature, of dangerous indifference as to yea and nay. Alas, there are enough of cases in which he has to atone for these virtues of his, and as man generally, he becomes far too easily the caput mortuum of such virtues. Should one wish love or hatred from him, I mean love and hatred as God, woman and animal understand them, he will do what he can and furnish what he can. But one must not be surprised if it should not be much, if he should show himself just at this point to be false, fragile, questionable and deteriorated. His love is constrained, his hatred is artificial and rather un tour de force, a slight ostentation and exaggeration. He is only genuine so far as he can be objective. Only in his serene totality is he still nature and natural. His mirroring and eternally self-polishing soul no longer knows how to affirm, no longer how to deny. He does not command, neither does he destroy. Je ne méprise presque rien, he says with Leibniz. Let us not overlook nor undervalue the presque. Neither is he a model man. He does not go in advance of anyone, nor after either. He places himself generally too far off to have any reason for espousing the cause of either good or evil. If he has been so long confounded with the philosopher, with the Caesarean trainer and dictator of civilization, he has had far too much honour, and what is most essential in him has been overlooked. He is an instrument, something of a slave, though certainly the sublimest sort of slave, but nothing in himself, presque rien. The objective man is an instrument, a costly, easily injured, easily tarnished, measuring instrument and mirroring apparatus, which is to be taken care of and respected. But he is no goal, no outgoing nor upgoing, no complementary man in whom the rest of existence justifies itself, no termination, and still less a commencement, an engendering or primary cause, nothing hardy, powerful, self-centred, that wants to be master, but rather only a soft, inflated, delicate, movable potter's form that must wait for some kind of content and frame to shape itself thereto. For the most part a man without frame and content, a selfless man,